It's an Olympics you'll never forget. Prime time in Milan. The moments.
Chloe Kim with the gold medal flex.
The stars.
Ilya Malinin.
Out of this world.
The spectacle. From beautiful northern Italy. With very special guests. Every night of the Olympics. Experience the world's biggest show. Prime time in Milan. Tonight, 8, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
Life with CIDP can be tough, but the Thrive Team, a specialized squad of experts, helps people living with CIDP make more room in their lives for joy. Watch Rare, Well Done.
An all-new reality series, Rare Well Done, offers help and hope to people across the country who live with the rare disease CIDP. Watch the latest episode now, exclusively on rarewelldone.com.
There's a fire inside you can't ignore. Stand still? Not a chance. You're a lifelong learner who's come this far. Now, we're here to help you keep going further. Capella University. What can't you do? Visit capella.edu to learn more.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
I'm Heather Dubrow.
I'm Terry Dubrow.
And we're going to keep this between us.
But not really.
No, we really are.
Okay, let's.
This time.
All right, let's stop then.
Look, we're in our new little studio.
It's very nice. There's a guinea pig up there. Look what I'm wearing.
Funny, why are you wearing those?
Because we just launched our show, Dr. Ms. Guinea Pig.
On YouTube. That's so true. Check that out.
Well, the
That's
first
so
episode's
fun.
about creatine, right?
The first episode is about creatine, and episode 2 is up this week.
Oh, what is that one?
I don't know, but it's so exciting, Dr. and Mrs. Guinea Pig.
Yes, we're testing everything health, wellness, and beauty. Yes.
Are you doing anything for the Lunar New Year?
I'm going to Chinese food tonight.
You're going to dinner at Mr. Chow's with me and my mom.
In
I
celebration.
know that. But have you read any of the things that you're supposed to do for the Lunar New Year? It's really interesting.
No, give me an example of what you're supposed to do.
So there's, typically you're supposed to wear red.
Oh.
And they said this year, though, because it's the year of the fiery horse, that you don't want to add flames. So you can wear some red for prosperity, but you want to wear earth tones.
Is black an earth tone?
It is to me.
Okay. Well, then I'm wearing earth tones.
Yes. And then you put a glass of water in the north side of the house and at the entryway and in the kitchen. I already did that.
Is that a feng shui thing?
It must be. I just, you know what? I have friends that practice and I follow them and I saw the highlights and I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to put a little nod here to the Lunar New Year.
What's the most common religion in China? Is it Buddhism?
Buddhism, you're right.
My favorite of all religions.
Because we're
Buddhism.
Boo-Jews.
Yes, I love Buddhism.
You seem tired to me. You had a long surgical day?
Oh my gosh, today was one of those days. It's like nobody comes to me with anything easy anymore. It's not like, I just do my upper lids. It's more like, I had 17 operations on my upper lids and I can't see. Can you give me sight?
It's interesting because when people come to you, they come to you with purpose because they've been botched, they've been screwed up,
Yeah.
and they want to get fixed. So they have this problem that emergently needs to be fixed. But it's funny because in people's regular health events every day, they wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Right?
What do you mean?
They don't take care of themselves. I guess it's the same thing. They wait until something's wrong to go to the doctor. It's kind of like your plastic surgery practice. It's like they're botched, so they come to you, and people do the same thing with their health. Instead of doing all the preventative stuff, they wait until there's a problem until they go to the doctor. Why do people do that?
Denial. They're afraid, maybe. I think today's generation, though, is much more into health and wellness and prevention and longevity. And I think it's a lot easier to be into that, to be into health and wellness, prophylaxis and longevity prevention before, way before you get sick. It's like, I just think that when you get a little older, you're always so worried that something may just happen. So what do? You have two choices. You can sort of analyze it, do surveillance and look for it, or you can act like it's never going to happen, or just hide your head in the sand. The flamingo effect, ostrich effect.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. The flamingo's the leg.
Uh-oh.
I think a lot of people do that, though. To me, it's like people with the dentist. It's like, oh, nothing hurts, so I don't need to go. It's fine.
Gosh, maybe I do that too.
Oh, you do. By the way, you do, except now I make you go for teeth.
Well, I mean, look, I love our dentist is amazing. Okay. And I trust everything he does.
John Marashi, by the way.
Amazing.
He is,
Yeah.
By the way, big update. After 22 years and 4 children, we are finally done with the orthodontist.
That's until one of their teeth shifts and they go back on Invisalign for many thousands of dollars.
Way to throw a bucket of water on my joy.
So, but I'm always afraid, when you go, the mouth is such a mystery.
Yeah.
So you can go to, truth be told, it's like plastic surgeons. You can go to 5 plastic surgeons and 4 of them will give you opinions. They're all different, yet they'll all say you need the surgery and want to operate on you.
Right.
There's a little bit of that in dentistry too.
Really?
They'll find something. Oh, your gum line's a little hard. You could probably use a and maybe, why don't we drill this thing and that thing? I think there's some significant truth to that.
I suppose. I've been pretty lucky. I love Dr. Marashi's the best, honestly. And I love getting my teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
I do. And by the way, these are my teeth.
Beautiful teeth, by the way.
These are not veneers. These are my teeth. Not that there's anything wrong with veneers, but these are my teeth. I love getting my teeth cleaned, and they have a new teeth cleaning thing right now where they don't scrape as much, and it's like a water
Isn't it
pick.
Weird? It's like, isn't it sort of an ultrasonic device?
It's like an ultrasonic device, and it's odd. It's water.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't hurt at all.
And sugar or sorbitol or something like that.
You know what the bummer is? I have that weird relationship with pain.
Oh, you like the scraping.
I like it
so
hurts
weird.
a little bit, and maybe I'd like to see spit out some blood.
That is so gross. You're so gross.
I like pain.
Okay, someone worry for me. People are constantly asking us in our comments what we do,
For?
like what our screenings are, like colonoscopy, mammogram, skin checks, prostate, blood panel, that kind of stuff.
I'm glad they asked.
By the way, we do it all. We just had our pre-nouveau scans.
Yeah.
So we did the full
Yeah.
body scans. By the way,
Always scary.
my liver, so good.
Yeah.
Very high functioning.
So, I mean, there are, as a physician, I will tell you, there are obviously, and by the way, ChatGPT is a wonderful thing. You can ask, at what age should I do what surveillance things?
Right.
But, that's what the American Society of Gastroenterology will recommend for colonoscopy. This is what, a internist will recommend for cardiac exam. I don't believe in any of that stuff.
All right. Tell us for you, what do you think what do we do? We want to talk about what we do and what you think people should do in the decades.
So the 4 most common causes of mortality, the thing that's going to take you down.
Cancer.
Number 1 is cardiovascular disease, heart disease. That's number 1. Heart attacks and strokes. Number 2 is cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, weirdly, is dementia, neurodegenerative disorders. You would think it would be something else, but it's number 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Alzheimer's, so on, Parkinson's. And then number 4, it's the metabolic disorders, most commonly diabetes. So if you use that as your framework, okay, what should you do to minimize the number 1 cause of death? You should be really aware of your cholesterol status, your LDL, your HDL, your total cholesterol, and you should know to the millimeter the amount of plaque, hard and soft plaque that are in your coronary arteries, the arteries that supply your heart with blood.
But what age are you doing that? Because obviously a
Early.
25-year-old is not getting a scan of their
No.
carotid
No,
arteries.
true.
So what's the age? And if you have high cholesterol, do you have to do it earlier?
Yeah, I think the good approach, in my opinion, and this is not the American Society of Cardiology, because they're going to do the approach that the insurance company would agree with.
Ooh.
No, I mean, because they don't want to be screening millions of people to find 1% that have advanced disease
Right.
at an early age. But that's not for you. For you, you want to make sure you get screened at least once in your early 30s to make sure you just don't have some kind of bizarre accelerated cardiovascular disease.
Something lurking.
Yeah, it's because and that you weren't aware of, and then suddenly you've all heard of people. I had a nurse who had a boyfriend who went for a 10-mile run. He was probably 31, came back to his car and just died, sudden cardiac arrest. And had he known that he had a very significant what's called widowmaker's lesion, we presume, meaning advanced cardiac disease in one of his main coronary arteries, had he done a simple test at 30, people would have gone, whoa, 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 you've got this thing, and would have saved his life. So I think what you do is in your early 30s, even though it's not necessarily recommended by the American College of Cardiology, you get a study done of you get an assessment done of your coronary arteries. If they're clean, if they're like the typical 30-year-old, okay, then you can wait till you're in your late 30s, which is still before the recommended time. And you get another one, because what happens with cardiovascular disease, it goes from 0 to 60 overnight. So it doesn't mean you have to do it at 30, 31, 32, 33, and it's always negative. You do one very early. And I believe that to be the case for colonoscopy as well. Because
You think 30 years old people should have a colonoscopy?
I think maybe 35. I really do.
Because isn't it true that if you had colon cancer
bad.
young,
It's accelerated.
It's a very aggressive. Yeah.
And if you get colon cancer bad, if you think about it, there's two reasons why it's accelerated. One, you obviously have a genetic predisposition, and you're not, the usual inhibitory things on your genes that will keep colorectal cancer at bay are not there. So it's going to be accelerated. And two, for you to have symptoms at an early age, that you don't ignore because you're 30, 31, you're going to let it percolate for a while.
Right.
If you have blood in your stool or other kinds of constipation type oddities in your 50s, you're going to go, that's not cool. I should probably get a colonoscopy. So I recommend a battery of these pretty benign tests in your early 30s, just to make sure that you aren't the one in 1,000 that happened to have this thing that killed you in your 30s.
Yeah, and that's not to make people crazy. But you know what? Early detection is always the thing. So if you can get something done early now, but look, sometimes we'll put something on social media, like you and I, we really enjoy the colonoscopy. I know that is super weird. For me, it's like a spa day. You get a little propofol, you're really skinny the next day and you know that you're okay.
And the prep has gotten a bit better.
The prep's gotten better, but I have colon cancer in my family. So we started it early and young. But I will tell you that when we post it, a lot of people will say, well, that's a rich person's test because insurance won't pay for it at certain ages.
Yeah, but certainly would never recommend you lying to your internist that you have bright red blood per rectum so insurance would pay for it.
But
no.
If you happen to have that symptom.
But I don't necessarily think cash price for a colonoscopy is that going to be that expensive. I mean, look, you'll find the price for a breast augmentation not as exciting and sexy as breast augmentation, but it's pretty exciting and sexy to have a clear colon. How many times have you had a polyp removed?
0.
You've never had one polyp?
No.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think I had one.
One once.
And it was benign, obviously.
But I think about, it's so sad. James Vanderbeek passed away, colon cancer.
Yeah. So they probably was diagnosed, 5 years ago with an advanced.
That's young.
Yeah. By the way, so had he had it done, well, maybe he, I think the current recommendation's at 40. So maybe he didn't even do that.
I don't know. It's so sad. But I do like how celebrities are normalizing colonoscopy, like Ryan Reynolds live streamed his colonoscopy. You and I put our colonoscopies always on social media. Katie Couric, obviously after her husband passed away, has been a big advocate.
It's the most preventable cancer of all.
Well, that's the whole thing. I don't think people understand that colon cancer is the only cancer that grows from the outside in. So if you get a polyp, it literally grows at the tip of the polyp. So when they snip that polyp off, it's gone.
I knew someone. So the current recommendations, like you have like one, I don't know what it is exactly. Like if you have less than 3 polyps and they're all benign and you're over the age of 50, then you can wait 5 years.
Okay.
Except I know someone who at age 50 had maybe 1 or 2 benign polyps and then didn't wait the 5 years. He went in at 3 years because he had a weird feeling and they found colon cancer. I don't wait 5 years.
Yeah.
Colonoscopy, let that be for people who, other people, not for you. You if it's a preventable disease like that,
Well, that's the whole thing. When you have something so preventable, you want to nip that one in the butt.
Yeah.
In the butt.
And then
no pun intended.
Yeah. And then the Prenuvo scan, the MRI, which is, not a perfect scan, but it's sort of if you have cancer, it's going to find it. Problem is it's going to find a lot of other things that you probably don't need to know about or pursue. And, my age, it's going to find.
I call him Barnacle Bill.
I know.
Because there's barnacles.
It's going to find cysts on the and overly thick and a thing in front of the pancreas and, and then lead to more scans. But I mean.
Well, let's talk about, I want to say the scans and the preventative stuff I do, and I want to hear what you do.
Okay.
Okay. So I always get colonoscopies. Like I said, we have colon cancer in my family.
3 years.
Do it about every 3 years.
Yeah.
I get a colonoscopy.
That's what we do.
I have a mammogram every year. Plus, I have dense breast tissue, which sounds like they should be full, but that's not what that means. But the tissue's dense. So I get an ultrasound as well. And then I get an extra ultrasound every 6 months. But now
you get the high res thing.
There's a new thing that I need to look up because I can't remember what it's called, but it's got, instead of using gadolinium for contrast, they use iodine.
Okay. Well, gadolinium is really only used for MRIs, right?
Right. So instead of getting an MRI, it's a different kind of study.
Yeah.
That instead of this gadolinium, which is not good for you, they use iodine to see the contrast.
I mean, it begs the question, should you get that blood test that screens for those,
I've had that.
600 types of cancer?
Yeah, I had that.
I mean, but do you get it? How often do you get it? I don't really.
The blood test?
Yeah.
I had it done last year.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had that, which is weird.
Well, I had that. Ask Rob Heisinger.
Yeah, I don't know how sensitive it is.
So that skin checks, I once asked Terry if he checks me for moles, and he said, if you're naked and I'm looking for moles, we have a problem.
Yeah.
So I understood that. Anyway, I have been for a mole check, I think like a year ago, and I don't have that kind of skin really that grows skin cancers, so that's good. DEXA scan for bone density. I have done that. I am good. Stress test on my heart.
Yeah, we do that.
We do that every year.
Yeah.
And
every year you should do. Past the age of 40, you should do a stress test every year.
I do a stress test, and I have my carotids checked, and they're all beautiful. And then hormone panels, I actually need to redo right now because I feel like there's a shift. And I will tell you, for women over the age of 30, they tell you, no one tells you that this whole menopause hormone thing, you feel like you wait till you're in your 50s and then you figure it out then. It all starts in your 30s, and we convince ourselves that we're tired because of our jobs and the kid and the kids and the stress, and that's why I'm angry, or that's why I'm this or that. It's the hormones. It's the shift starts then. So you need baseline hormone tests in your early 30s. And then as you get to perimenopause and menopause, you have to keep getting your levels checked because things fluctuate.
And if you want to prevent it, don't pay her.
How do you make a hormone?
Yeah, don't pay her.
Does anyone think that's funny?
I think it's mildly funny.
Especially in a conversation about women's health? I think not. Of course, you've heard of GLP-1s. They're amazing, and they have so many benefits besides weight loss. Like, they're good for your heart and good for your brain. And Ro offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. No more shot. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredients as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. So that's one daily pill for fewer cravings and feeling fuller with an innovative new formula clinically proven to maximize weight loss. The new FDA-approved GLP-1 pill is available at $149 for the first dose, in addition to your Row membership fee and $299 a month for the higher doses. The Row Body membership includes access to FDA-approved GLP-1s, unlimited provider messaging, side effect management, and more, all for just $45 for your first month and $145 a month thereafter. The Row membership fee excludes the cost of GLP-1 medication. In addition to the newly approved pill, Row also offers a full suite of the most effective brand name FDA-approved GLP-1s, all at the lowest cost. Row offers the lowest cost GLP-1s, whether you're using insurance or paying cash. So after your first online visit, if you're eligible for treatment, you could expect to start your medication in less than a week if paying cash, or about 2 weeks if using insurance. I have so many friends and my husband who are all on GLP-1s, and they love them. They love the weight loss. They love the heart healthy benefits. They love the cognitive benefits. So all you have to do is go to row.co/between to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Row. That's ro.co/between to get started on Row. That's row.co. Also go to ro.co/safety for boxed warnings and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. Based on study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight, plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise.
It's an Olympics you'll never forget. Prime time in Milan. The moments,
Chloe Kim with the gold medal flex.
the stars,
Ilya Malinin.
Out of this world.
the spectacle from beautiful northern Italy with very special guests every night of the Olympics. Experience the world's biggest show. Prime time in Milan, tonight 8/7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
What screenings are you doing?
So I do the colonoscopy, as you know. I do the cardiac exam. I don't really do the skin checks enough. I should. I do the Prenuvo, and that's pretty much it. I do a lot of checking of my blood pressure. I just want to make sure the guidelines and the focus on high blood pressure has completely changed in the last few years. Before it was like sort of 120/80. They want you to push that systolic, the upper number, way below 120 now. Possibly.
Really?
Yeah, they want. There's a big focus on keeping that number as low as you possibly can.
And how do people do that?
Well, I take, and this is, between you and your physician, me and my physician, we're a team together, and a lot of it I drive, but I'm into like sort of a prophylactic low dose of
Inderal?
of blood pressure medication I take. And I don't really have documented or clinical high blood pressure, but at my sort of level of intensity of life, where I'm doing all these things, which include very high risk plastic surgery. I took a blood pressure between cases about 5, maybe 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And, every time I go to the doctor's office, it's sort of, 112/80 or something, or 78. Beautiful. And then between like the second and third case one day, I took my blood pressure. It was sort of 131/89.
Is that good?
And I went, and as it turns out, it's those intermittent elevated spikes of your blood pressure that are probably more dangerous than even sustained higher blood pressure. So it's those turbulent flows that probably do the most potential damage. But anyway, so I'm very much a believer in prophylactic low doses, just the same way that a lot of people do microdosing for the GLP-1s to control your sugar. I believe in, maybe a low dose statin, a low dose antihypertensive for blood pressure, things like that. Vitamin D, maybe even some fish oil that you don't need. Let's say your cholesterol's perfect, your triglycerides are wonderful. I still believe in maybe a low dose, very specific anti-triglyceride fish oil.
Okay, let's go back to your tests. So you do colonoscopies, you do stress tests every year, you do
MRIs.
MRIs. Is that the Prenuvo scan?
Yeah.
You do that. Do you do a prostate exam every year?
I don't, but I do an MRI.
So you feel like that covers it?
So I don't know how, otherwise I'm having someone do a digital prostate exam, which
you might enjoy
by the
that.
way, is is a lot more uncomfortable than I actually thought. For a guy my age, 67, I think I've only had 2 rectal exams, and those were both because I was having, urinary changes. But I think the rectal exam, if you don't see it on an MRI, the chances that a rectal exam is going to find anything is probably 0 or low.
Right.
Yeah. So I think the MRI is good enough. And,
especially with AI now. Is AI involved in that? Because I'll tell you, we were at the dentist. I was at the dentist with one of the kids, and they
have AI?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Looking at the films and
reading them, helping them?
And helping them
Brilliant.
Denote little areas of calcification changes, not even cavities.
I wonder
Isn't that
if Prenuvo, the company, is having AI help the radiologist.
I don't know. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you do
I hope
all
so,
that.
by the way.
How about this? If someone out there is, let's say, 40,
yeah,
and they have not done anything, what would you say? You got to go get this done.
All of it. I would say get an MRI. It's all for a baseline.
Right.
You're 40. Okay. You probably will be fine on all these tests, but let's get looking for something extreme, disaster. Let's rule out something that could kill you tomorrow. So let's do this. That's
like a Prenuvo. That's like a full body.
Let's get an
scan.
MRI.
Yeah.
Let's get you're supposed to get a colonoscopy, I think, at 40 now anyway. Yeah. It used to be 50, but I think it's 40 or 40. I don't even know if it's 45 or 40. It should be 40. Let's do that. Let's get on the treadmill and do an echo of your heart and make sure your wall motion's okay. And take a look at your coronaries and your carotids and your aorta to make sure you don't have a aortic aneurysm. And then let's do a battery of blood tests. And then get your butt.
What's on the list for the blood test?
Oh, CBC, which is a complete blood count, the usual looking for.
I only know this from ER, CBC Chem 7.
Chem 7 is the electrolytes,
See?
but then you need a
dialogue.
complete, it's called a CMP, a complete metabolic panel to include your liver function studies, cholesterol, and, and then look.
You should get a glucose test.
Well,
right?
that's going to be on your electrolytes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then go ahead and get a, look at the subunits of the cholesterol, and probably you should look at your vitamin D level, look at your homocysteine, look at the blah, blah, blah tests, all that kind of stuff, because we're much more dialed into it.
And for women, hormones.
And hemoglobin A1C.
Right.
Probably the single most important of all.
To check your sugars because it's all about inflammation.
Yeah, we're so focused on sugar now. Human beings are really not supposed to have.
Right.
I mean, cavemen had no access to sugar. The most sugar they had is probably 2 grams of sugar a year.
In a berry.
Yeah. And it was good sugar. So this processed sugar, the humankind is not supposed to be exposed to that.
It's a drug.
Yeah. Sugar's a drug.
It really is.
It's not good for you.
Right.
So hemoglobin A1C gives you an idea of this circulating sugar in your blood for the last 3 months. And if it's anywhere near 5.9, 5.8, you probably should, get on metformin or a GLP-1 or something like that.
Let's touch on strokes for a second because I think people are obviously, no one wants to be sick. No one wants to have an incident, all the things. But there's some things that, feel like, how do I know I have this ticking time bomb?
Yeah.
With strokes, like when we've talked about your stroke
but that
before,
was
but you had a PFO. You had a
I had a
very
hole in my heart.
You were born with a hole in your heart, just like it happened to Haley Bieber. It happened to
Ray Plaza.
There you go.
And Kim Zolciak.
Yeah.
I talked to Kim Zolciak when she was on a patient on that show I did, Plastic Surgery Rewind. We had a whole conversation
What'd
about.
she say?
She had a stroke. I mean, she was in the hospital and had paralysis for a while.
Wow.
It was a real stroke.
Boy,
Mine was more of a reversible TIA kind of vibe where I had, 35 seconds of dysarthria. I had trouble speaking.
Yeah. Do you know how big her clot was?
No.
Because yours was, they told me that the clot that you passed was the size of a period at the end of a sentence.
Yeah, that was enough to interfere with my language center in my brain.
But if we hadn't gotten you to the hospital.
Yeah, if I hadn't insisted on going to the hospital.
Yeah, whatever.
If you wanted me just to continue with my IV gimlets and my chips.
We all know the story about how I chased you around Beverly Hills for 2 hours and then literally on foot and then followed you in an Uber and made you go to the hospital finally and saved your life. But that's another story.
Yes, you did.
Anywho, but the point is this, because yours was a PFO, this hole in your heart.
Yeah.
You weren't symptomatic, but what about someone who
I was symptomatic.
No, before that, leading up to the incident, you weren't symptomatic.
Well, but
who knows?
You could argue that whatever the reason you have the stroke, once you start to become symptomatic, you're symptomatic. You're symptomatic.
Right.
There's no difference really. If you think
but are there any warnings other than?
Yeah, be fast, right?
Do we just tell it?
Yeah.
So be fast.
Yeah.
So B is for balance.
Sounds like a Melania Trump thing, doesn't it?
Be
fast. Everyone, be fast.
B is for balance.
Yes.
So if someone loses their balance or something is unsteady, you gotta look for that. E is for eyes. So if you get
change of vision,
blurred or double vision, or loss of vision in an eye, not good.
Well, that's
F is for face drooping on one side. Ask the person to smile.
Yeah.
See if it's even. That could also be Bell's palsy. Arm weakness or numbness is a thing.
That's got to be speech, I assume.
Yep. S is speech. Slurred speech or trouble speaking.
And T is time.
T is time. You got to get to the hospital.
Yeah, that golden 60 minutes, right?
Time is ticking. You want
to get in there and get a clot buster going.
Is there anything you can do to prevent a stroke?
Yeah.
What?
You can, I mean,
How could you have prevented your TIA?
Well, mine was mine was not preventable unless you happened. By the way, even if I would have had an ultrasound a week earlier,
they wouldn't have found it.
And someone would have said, "Wow, you got a little hole in your heart. You have a patent foraminal volley, which you're born with." No one would recommend doing closure because a huge percentage of those don't end up with a stroke.
I think the number is like 35% of people are born with that hole that doesn't close.
Yeah. So anyway, prevention for strokes, it's cholesterol, it's blood pressure. That's obesity, sugar, the whole thing.
All right.
Some people would argue sugar is probably the most important thing to focus on for prevention of strokes.
I know. I think it's so interesting how, as we go through life, how the trends are different. Like when carbs were really remember when protein was so bad for you?
No, fat.
First it was fat and it was protein. I remember. You know what I remember?
I don't remember protein.
People thought protein was fat, and so this was bad years ago.
That.
So I used to do a thing where I would take a hot dog,
right,
and I would squish it in the bun just to get the flavor, and I would throw out the hot dog and eat the bun.
Just eat the fat, the grease.
Just eat but have a little just for a taste, but literally just eat the carb and not eat the hot dog. Now I would do the opposite.
Yeah, no, I don't remember when protein was bad. Protein in my world has always been positive.
Huh.
And now it's
not
obviously
us. We used to eat scooped out bagels, Diet Coke, and a cigarette.
Yeah.
That was healthy.
Yeah. And so,
not really.
1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, everybody should have every day. And then, of course, creatine.
We love that. We love our creatine.
Yeah.
But I do think now the trend is we talked about protein last week, and my gosh, so many comments from people about the protein. That was so interesting when I read it all. But really, it's about inflammation and sugar. Sugar seems to be the villain of the day.
Yeah.
Sugar's not good for you. Sugar causes inflammation. It's what's killing us.
Yeah, it's all about the sugar. That's why the hemoglobin A1C is probably the single most important blood test you can get.
Do you think at some point everyone will have some kind of GLP-1 in their
I think so.
In their diet as a supplement of some kind?
Well, they're, Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. Novo Nordisk already has this blockbuster oral Wegovy, but Eli Lilly is about to come out with orforglipron, which is a very exciting GLP-1 type drug that is going to be even better than oral Wegovy, because oral Wegovy is weird.
Why?
Because you have to take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and you can't even have water for 30 minutes.
Well, how do you take it if you can't have water?
You could take it with a little bit of water.
Oh.
But orforglipron, I don't know what the real name's going to be, but that's the generic orforglipron. Isn't that an amazingly weird name?
Very strange.
By the way, what's with this tirzepatide, semaglutide, retatrutide, or why can't they just
what
go?
What does that suffix mean?
Glutides, these are peptides. But I mean, why can't they just come up with these names that sort of make sense? How does Zepbound make sense? Oh, I know. Monjaro.
Why don't they call it weight off?
Yeah. I mean, Ozempic. What?
I don't know.
They're smoking a lot of weed in these drug companies when there's how to name these drugs.
I don't know.
But anyhow, let's look at how well that thing that this feud I had with Jillian Michaels. Let's just take a moment and look how well that aged, okay? When Ozempic first came out, I was a huge fan because I'd read all the studies from the New England Journal of Medicine and so on. And I knew medically, scientifically, it was like a miracle had just happened. And she came out and said, "Oh, it's the worst. You should diet, exercise. The side effects, and it's terrible." And then she and I got into it in the media, and TMZ covered it, went viral. It was very interesting. And then I, of course, thought, well, she could criticize me. You've heard the story that I'm only a plastic surgeon. Why am I opining, even as a physician, about obesity? And then I took the American Board of Obesity Medicine certification exam, and I got board certified. And now we're like, 2 years later, and it's a miracle. And everybody, like a 100.
Is she saying it's a miracle?
I have no idea where by the way, I was at a restaurant 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
With my son having a delicious Chinese meal.
Yeah.
And I look up and who walks by?
Jillian Michaels.
Jillian Michaels.
Did she acknowledge
Nope.
you?
And she looked at me, and our eyes didn't really meet, but I went, "Oh my gosh, that's Jillian Michaels." And Jillian Michaels might be able to kick my ass.
It's an Olympics you'll never forget. Prime time in Milan. The moments.
Chloe Kim with the gold medal flex.
The stars.
Ilya Malinin.
Out of this world.
The spectacle from beautiful northern Italy with very special guests every night of the Olympics. Experience the world's biggest show. Prime time in Milan, tonight 8/7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
Every year, people make the same fitness goal, train harder. But most fail because recovery gets ignored, especially connective tissue that muscles depend on to grow. Frog Fuel was developed by Navy SEALs and perfected by a Stanford-trained scientist, delivering 15 grams of nanohydrolyzed collagen protein that digests in just 15 minutes. It's science-backed and ready to drink. No mixing, no sugar, no junk. This year, don't just train harder, recover smarter. Go to frogfuel.com. That's frogfuel.com. Stay unbreakable.
Before we go, I just want to tell you, Terry sent on our group chat today with the family, and he kept texting me about it and texting me about it. And I looked, I didn't know the show, but I looked it up and I was like, oh, those
I
two.
like doing podcasts.
I know you do. But he was so like over the top excited about it. Wait, excuse me. He was so over the top excited about it. And I thought, like, is he going on to Oprah? Like, what is going on? So I looked up these two guys. I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
What's the name of the podcast?
They're funny. I don't have to look it up, but they're funny. They're this, they're that. And I said, what is it with you? Why are you so like into this and putting it on the group chat? He goes, oh, they do it in a sauna and I get to take my shirt off. I was telling Gina and Emily today.
Oh, you told them this story?
I did tell them this story. Oh. And I also may have mentioned that you're not in the same shape you were like when you had Stallone's trainer. So I don't know why you're.
Wow. Well, it's called Hot Goss.
Hot Goss, though.
It's those two
hot.
dudes.
They're great.
Two dudes in a sauna. And they're both very fit and good looking and young. And I guess they have their guests in the sauna with them.
Let's see it, honey. Give us a preview.
Let's see what the bod.
Yeah, let me see what's going on there.
I mean, if we not seen.
No, lift up the middle part. Oh, look! A new bombshell has entered the studio.
Hey, not horrible.
Looking good.
I think
Well, stay tuned. I'll let you know when he's on.
Bye.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At CVS, it matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it. It matters that we're here for you when you need us, day or night. And we want everyone to feel welcomed and rewarded. It matters that CVS is here to fill your prescriptions and here to fill your craving for a tasty and, healthy snack. At CVS, we're proud to serve your community because we believe where you get your medicine matters. So visit us at cvs.com or just come by our store. We can't wait to meet you. Store hours vary by location.
Every year, people make the same fitness goal, train harder. But most fail because recovery gets ignored, especially connective tissue that muscles depend on to grow. Frog Fuel was developed by Navy SEALs and perfected by a Stanford-trained scientist, delivering 15 grams of nanohydrolyzed collagen protein that digests in just 15 minutes. It's science-backed and ready to drink. No mixing, no sugar, no junk. This year, don't just train harder, recover smarter. Go to frogfuel.com. That's frogfuel.com. Stay unbreakable.
Janice Torres here.
And I'm Austin Hankwitz. We host the podcast Mind the Business Small Business Success Stories, produced by Ruby Studio in partnership with Intuit QuickBooks.
We're back for season 4 to talk to some incredible small business owners.
The big thing about working in tech is that it's ever evolving, ever changing. Everyone's a rookie. That's how fast the industry is changing. So what I'm really excited about is to be part of that change.
So listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.